It's Do Time with Pastor Steph.
Yeah. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Rise and shine. You're on with this Do Time with Pastor Steph. How are you this morning? That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. For this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. So, where were you yesterday? Oh, yesterday was shaking the Monday morning blues with the Do Time crew. And it wasn't shaking the Monday morning blues. That was Wild Wednesday yesterday, y'all. Oh my goodness. Well, Vivian was on point yesterday. My goodness, the stories she had for us yesterday were absolutely mind-blowing. Yes, she started off with the Grubhub and Amazon partnership that now has resulted into a new way of the scammers, spammers, and everybody else getting up in our business. Yep. Now you got to watch your credit report. You got to watch your bank account because they're in there. Yeah, they had a breach, and now you've got to watch, they ended up getting into your phone number, your bank information, your email, everything. Just another way. We always talk about when we're sleeping, they're working. So just be on the lookout. Make sure that nothing has been shifted, nothing's changed, but be on the lookout. Here, listen, Vivian ended up coming up with a really good idea. She said, why not get a prepaid card that you use for your online purchases? And this way, you can have, something on the side. And if they get into your stuff, at least they're not into your main bank account. And that there, I like a lot. That's some safekeeping. Okay. Well, I'm sure you've heard about it already. The El Salvadorian connection that has been made to take all the deportees that Trump wants to send up out of this country. They are taking everybody, and I mean everybody, whether you come from El Salvador or not, they are taking you. They are so hungry and so eager, they're willing to take United States criminals. Yes. So now I'm beginning to wonder, well, we talked about yesterday, what's behind all of that? Because they're not taking all of that for nothing. You better believe that. They're not taking that, doing us no favor. You better believe that much. Nah, ain't nobody that nice. What else we talking about? Well, they've got this new thing, and I'm trying to find it here. Passion release. Yes, there's this passion release going on where they allowed a 67-year-old child molester, not once, but twice, 2 children each, plus he failed to register as a sex offender. And they had the nerve to let him go after being sentenced to 112 plus years. Now, what kind of passion release are we talking about for a person like that? I don't know what. Just grab Jesus. That's the only thing you got right now to hold on to, because you cannot hold on to this justice system. They're not doing anything at all. And it's scary to believe that someone who he hasn't really, I think he put in like 6 months into that 112 years, and you're letting him go? Well, now he's supposedly wheelchair bound, and let me see, in a medical facility, and who cares? Who cares? You just damaged at least 4 lives. At least 4 lives. We're not talking about all of the family that's connected or how these people are going to function later on in life. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter I couldn't even be a judge that could ever look upon a person who has committed this kind of crime and let you go. No. And say what? What am I saying to you? I'm gonna feel sorry, passion, compassion. No. There ain't no compassion going on there. Ain't no going on there. Well, the biggest story for the morning was the woman and the daughter who was shopping at Walmart. And she purchased a TV, somehow or another dropped her receipt. And the checker gave her a hard time, which is understandable. We're not going to let you walk out the store with a TV. But they were able to prove that she really bought the TV. Well, he called the authorities. Some gangbuster officer who's been known to give problems was the one who got called to the scene, roughed up the mother, and unbeknownst to her, who she was really dealing with, because the 6-year-old little girl got a gun from the glove compartment, shot the officer in her eye, killed her. Yeah, all because Mr. Trevor, the checker, had to press this issue. And we talked yesterday about, how you gonna live, how you gonna move forward with this. How in the world are you going to be able to close your eyes every day and be okay with the fact that you're responsible for someone being dead, that you were responsible for a 6-year-old grabbing a gun because she needed to defend her mother? This is a lifelong lesson for you. And you're going to have to go back to yesterday's episode to hear all the things that the viewers were talking about. Yeah, no, that's that. No, they were like, no, arrest him. No, he needs street justice. No. They're not letting him. They're not giving him no rest. No rest at all. And he shouldn't, because you have really pushed the issue and you have caused a major problem. So that's how we spent our Wednesday morning. Well, today is Therapeutic Thursday. Yep, the day we talk about our health in any shape, form, and fashion, whether it's physical health, mental health, emotional health, mental health, financial health. It doesn't matter. We talk about it here on this Due Time with Pastor Steph. So we are so grateful to God that we're on this side of the week. And if you're listening and you were starting with us from 7 a.m., you would hear that there's a new theme song playing in the background. And I know it may sound a little, clubbish, but I got to tell you this story real quick. So anybody that knows our little theme song had a little bounce to it. I loved it. I loved it. I purchased the track, an accompaniment track, y'all. I just want to make sure I tell you that part. It was an accompaniment track. In other words, I was going to do something with the track. I wasn't just buying a regular CD. But yeah, it had multiple tracks on it. There was one that I really liked. I ended up manipulating the track and got a little intro, and we got a little voiceover drop. It's Due Time with Pastor Steph, the whole 9 yards. Well, when you're on with YouTube, you can't use anyone else's music. Well, we know that already. We had our run with Blog Talk, but we knew that we had to clean up everything when we came over to YouTube. Well, considering that I purchased this track, we played the theme song, only to get hit with a copyright issue. But the good part about it was they said, well, the owner, it's a copyright issue, but the owner will allow you to use the track. Okay, fine. That was Monday. Well, Tuesday, I had a second copyright issue. And then yesterday, I had a third, and I was like, no, we not doing this. We're not doing this. You know, they nickel and dime you through everything. I legally purchased this track. I have a receipt because it was done electronically. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. So I was forced yesterday to now go into another commitment in order to get really some true copyright material. And here we are, our new theme song. So listen, it's definitely upbeat enough so that 7 o'clock in the morning we ain't sleeping. So Brother Ainsley should not be sleeping anymore when he gets on here with us in the morning. Yeah.
With Pastor Steph.
See, hear it? Yes, that's the new one. That's the new one. So I hope you enjoy it. Come on, dance with me. Dance with me. Yeah. So I know you're awake. Listen, we know how it goes down over here. Make sure if you're in the room, check in. Let me know so Pastor Steph can say, hey, we got our first check-in from our girl, Ketty. We got a first check-in from our girl, Viv. Hey, Viv. Hey, Ketty. We got our boy, Terrence, in the room. Hey, Terrence. And we got our boy, Majesty. Hey, Majesty. Thank you for joining me. Make sure you press that subscribe button, and I want to thank you because we have picked up some new subscribers since we've been on live first thing in the morning. Since Monday morning, we have picked up a few subscribers, so we thank you. So please, if you have not already done so, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell so that when we log on, you know about it. Okay, so I'm going to give you an opportunity now to go get that healthy breakfast. Go tell somebody that it's due time with Pastor Steph is on. And whatever you do, don't go anywhere because we will be right back.
Cardiologist. The next topic for the Black and Cardiovascular Health series is stroke. So let's get into it. The risk of stroke among blacks is at least twice as high than other racial groups, and some studies suggest it's even higher. Blacks are also more likely to die from stroke than other races. Now, although strokes are damage to the brain and not the heart, they are tied closely to heart disease. A stroke occurs when a blood vessel that carries oxygen and nutrients to the brain, it either is blocked or it bursts. Think of it as a heart attack for the brain. Risk factors for stroke include hypertension, diabetes, certain heart arrhythmias, smoking, obesity, sickle cell anemia, high cholesterol, and others. Unfortunately, blacks also have high rates of some of these risk factors. To recognize stroke warning signs, remember the acronym FAST: facial drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty, and time to call 911. Now, favorably, 80% of strokes may be prevented with lifestyle changes such as quitting smoking, losing excess body weight, managing stress, reducing salt intake, eating more fruits and vegetables, and increasing physical activity. Like and follow for more heart-healthy information.
Good morning and welcome back to It's Time with Pastor Steph. I am so happy to be with you this morning, giving God thanks as it is Therapeutic Thursday. Yes, the morning we say everything and we talk about everything regarding our health. So we are giving thanks to God this morning that He woke us up and started us on our way. And we can't go any further without giving God thanks for the ladies behind the scenes that help us to hold it down over here on It's Due Time with Pastor Steph. Let's say good morning to our girl, Anika. Hey, good morning, Anika. Good morning, Shanti. Thank you so much. Making sure we get live Christian Talk Show on YouTube and our live on Blog Talk Radio. What are we talking about this morning? You know how we can start on Thursday morning. We get our health tip. So let's see what we're talking about today. Where did my little tab go? You know, all this kind of stuff goes on when you live. Let's see. Okay. We have our favorite meat. Chicken. Yes. People eat more chicken than any other meat during the week, on the weekends, and period. We have our chicken. Well, I came across an article that talks about the healthiest part of the chicken to eat. Listen, I don't know if you can hear me. Just give me a thumbs up in the chat room if you can hear me, because I don't know if I'm being heard right now. So please let me know if you can hear me. But they say if you love chicken, you want to definitely dive deeper into the best part of the chicken to have. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for letting me know you can hear me. Well, they talk about the different parts of the chicken. Now, I don't know about all of you, but when you are dieting, they always tell you to go find your white meat. Always find your white meat, because that is the least fatty part of the chicken. Well, let's talk about parts of the chicken, and then we're going to talk about some other details. Well, the white meat, they say it has mild flavor, high in protein, and low in fat. The dark meat, they have the robust flavor, juicy texture, high in fat, calories, sodium, and good for meal preppers. Well, I don't know about all of that, because who likes cleaning chicken? That ain't good for no meal preppers. I definitely don't agree with that. So here's what I want you to do. I want to see what my Due Time crew people are like. What parts of the chicken do you like? And I'll tell you what part of chicken I like. Okay? Alrighty. Well, they say the best cuts, the first one, chicken tenderloin. They say it tastes like breast, is more tender in texture, low in calories and fat. The thigh, less expensive, contains heart healthy, contains omega-3 fatty acids. Now, this is the first time I have ever seen that omega-3 is in chicken. Have you? I always heard omega-3 fats are in fish. I know nothing about no chicken. Well, they say the chicken breast is the third on the list. Wow. Low in fat and cholesterol. They say can dry out quickly. And that's why a lot of people don't like the breast, because they say it's very dry. Okay. Let's see. I gotta talk to my girl Shantice, because I'm like going in and out for me. So let me know again. Okay. All righty. Thank you. All right. Keep it coming. I see y'all talking to me. Let me know what part of the chicken you like as we listen to what's the best part of the chicken, because this is the first time I've even heard of something like this. All righty. Okay. Well, they're saying the skin. Watch out for the skin. Removing the skin can cut fat by 50%. Okay. The wing. Watch out for the wing. They say for healthier wings, consider baking the wings or grilling the wings. And make sure you watch out for the chicken deli meat. Consume in moderation, because they always say that the deli meat is very high in sodium. So they're not sending you in that direction. Well, they want us to figure out what's the healthiest way to cook the chicken. Well, they say cook with little to no fat to make the chicken as healthy as can be. All right. So let's see what's in this room here. Katie says she likes the thigh. Tamika says she only eats the chicken breast. Terrence says he's a leg man. All right. Anika says thighs and breast. All right. Listen, I love the breast. I always like the breast, even from a kid. I've always liked breast meat. I just don't like when it's like dry. But I'll eat any part of the chicken. I really will. Yes, I'll eat the neck. I like a neck. I'll eat the I won't eat no chicken feet now. I'm sorry. Chicken feet, that ain't gonna work. Chicken feet is not gonna work for Pastor Steph. No. When I see chicken feet in soup, I get very upset. That's just like very unsettling to me. Like that. No, it's just no. No. And I know that there are some people who really, they can do that, but that's all right. That's all right. Give me my breast. I don't like to have to clean the thighs. I don't have to clean the legs, but you know what? I can actually do that. All righty. Well, speaking of, chicken and, stuff like that, we are going to talk about some 12 food myths. 12 food myths. Okay. Well, they say chocolates are aphrodisiacs. Oh, yeah. You know what they always tell you, eat chocolate to get you in the mood. They say there's no truth to that. So for those of you who think that you're going to run to that chocolate to get your sex on, nah, don't worry about it. A nigga says, nah, she ain't trying to eat the chicken feet either. Me either. So that's another myth. Chicken feet are good? No. No, I don't like that. I don't like that. All right. Another myth. Coffee stunts growth. They say there is no truth to that. I guess some people told that to kids so the kids wouldn't eat the, what do you call it? Drink coffee. But no, they say if your teenager or a young person reaches for the latte, don't tell them that they won't grow, because that's not true. All right. They say eating bacon causes acne. They said no way. Eating pork bacon will probably send your cholesterol and high blood pressure through the roof. But no, bacon is not responsible for acne. If you've got a myth or somebody has told you something about food that you don't know is a myth or you've heard, drop it in the chat room. Let me see what you got. Okay. Sugar makes kids hyper. I don't care what anybody says. That one is true. You give kids some sugar, they running all over the place. I want the first person to tell me that it's not true. Well, they say science claims that it's a myth. Yeah. They say multiple studies have shown no link between sugar and hyperactivity in children. I think the scientists need to go back to the drawing board on this one. What y'all think? Yeah. Well, I know my eyes don't deceive me when kids drink or eat a whole bunch of sugar and they bouncing all off the wall. So I don't know. Maybe they haven't been on this side of the fence. Well, we'll see. All right. Milk. How important is milk? Well, remember all the milk commercials? That it builds strong bones. They say not as much as you think. Now, white milk does contain calcium, and we definitely need calcium. However, they say that it's not a miracle drink like they've always taught us. So, if the people don't drink milk, and I think, what I think this comes from? I think it's all this shifting in almond milk and oat milk and this milk and that milk and white milk and 0% milk and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, I think that's where all this stuff is coming up. But listen, the bottom line is you do need calcium. If you have a lack of calcium, your bones are going to be messed up, your teeth, your eyes, osteoporosis, you're going to be bent over. Yes, that is absolutely true. So whether all of it comes from milk, I don't know, but I don't know where these scientists come from. Sugar causes diabetes. Why is that on this list? They claim, they're claiming that sugar alone does not cause diabetes. We know that. But if you eat enough sugar, yeah. Listen, I know somebody to this day who just ate themselves into having diabetes because everything they had to have some syrup, some ketchup, all this stupid stuff that they were eating on their food. And now they're a diabetic. And diabetes does not run in that family. So, yeah, be careful of the sugar. I don't know if, certain way you say things, you can't dispel the fact that sugar is a real catalyst for diabetes. Come on, y'all. Come on. Turkey makes you fall asleep. Who said that? Okay, I don't know who said that. They say that this comes up quite often during Thanksgiving time. Well, I lived through 58 Thanksgivings, and I'm a Thanksgiving girl. My birthday's Thanksgiving. So I ain't never heard that Thanksgiving turkey makes you sleep. Yeah, they claim that there's a myth that says eating turkey makes you want to take a nap. Well, maybe that's because Pastor Steph always likes to sleep. So I would know what causes me to sleep. Well, what is another myth? Honey is better. Wow. Okay. Well, they claim honey is still sugar. So whether you go to honey or straight sugar, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's better. So don't go replacing this tons of honey and not using sugar and think it's going to be better. Well, I told y'all the other day, I really don't mess with honey because as a diabetic, anything shoots your sugar up. So I'm not going to honey. To me, honey is sweet anyway. I don't know. Go for flat water is another myth. Well, they say that sparkling water does help with hydration as well, and it's still effective. Just because it's carbonated does not mean that it's not effective. But you don't only have to drink flat water. Personally, I like flat water. I don't need no fizz in my water. No. That just turns me no, thank you. Eating ice cream worsens colds. Well, they say if you got a sore throat, you can eat ice cream. It will not make your cold worse. But I think what people may not understand is when you have like a lot of phlegm, the worst thing you want to do is drink anything dairy. It will help to keep that phlegm all caked up in your chest. I'm going to pull my little monitor a little close, hoping that y'all didn't see my t-shirt already, because I need to read your comments. All righty. If you've got a myth that you've heard about food, make sure you throw it up in this chat room so we can make sure what the world is talking about and we can figure out whether it's true or not. All right. If you're in the room, make sure you check in with Pastor Steph so I can say a hearty hello, and I'll do that in a minute. Another myth: carrots give night vision. They say nah. Carrots are good for your overall vision, but night vision, nah, that is a straight myth. All right. So let's see what y'all are talking about in this chat room. Shanti says, I need more calcium. Yep, and you can get it with milk, but you don't drink the other white milk, so I don't know what's going on. Eating these Thanksgiving dinners will make you fall asleep. Yeah, when you eat that whole Thanksgiving dinner and you got all that macaroni and cheese and yams and stuffing. Yeah. And Shanti says, I hate salsa water. Good morning, Miss Asia Dior. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Good morning, Renee. Amen. What is she saying? Gosh, y'all gonna have to pray for Pastor Steph. Oh, she says, good morning, team. Oh, okay. I'm trying to figure out this word. I'm like, what food starts with this? Oh my goodness. Listen, this whole video thing is a lot more fun than I even thought it could possibly be. I think I probably would have thought of it myself. But it took us long enough, but we're here enjoying one another. Yeah, that's what you call the itis. Absolutely, when you fall asleep after your food. All right, what we talking about this morning in regards to our news? What's on the radar? All right. Well, listen, here's one thing that I did want to talk about that came up in the news yesterday, and it's especially caught my attention because we had just gotten finished talking about it in regards to Vivian's stories yesterday about these El Salvadorians who are willing to take anybody and everybody, even the U.S. criminals that Trump wants to deport. Let me tell y'all something, and I will say this, and I'm going to be very candid. If you are black and you think after this, you think you safe after El Salvador and told Trump he willing to take any and everybody? Let me tell you something. I'm being straight up with this one. Normally, I don't speak as frank like this. You know, I always say the other side of the fence, stuff like that. Forget all of that this morning. Because I'm going to tell you why, especially after I read this article here. After he told Trump that he's willing to take any criminal, you better be on. If you black, you better not be out here messing around. If you some career criminal and you got some rap sheet as long as our arm, you better make sure you get yourself together. Because see, he can get rid of all the foreigners, illegals, with no problem. We are born here, it's a bigger fight. But now that El Salvador said they're willing to take any and everybody, if I were you, you better sit your behind down somewhere and find some honest job or whatever. And the drugs on the corner and all these people, all these things that you people do that stay up in jail. Yeah, you better pay attention, because if they can get your behind on the first thing smoking up out of the United States and they can get rid of us, you better believe he's going to be doing it, because he could not do it prior to this. But now you become a career criminal according to them, or if you are a career criminal according to them, your mama, grandmama, or your little commissary, or your little visits, that's going straight out the window, because ain't nobody getting on no plane to come visit you, because they're going to be too scared to go over to another country, because you may get locked up out of here. So that's just fair warning from Pastor Steph. Don't think this is a joke. Now, I don't know how many of y'all have thought about this, but I'm going to tell you something. After this news, well, after Vivian said it yesterday, that was part of my thought. But after this news, man, listen, the truth is, El Salvador is known for their crazy prison system. They have them you need to go see the pictures of them packed on top of one another like sardines. They say they have the highest prison rate in the world. Yes. Now, think about this. Remember yesterday, the ladies were talking and we were like, well, what's the deal? Why would El Salvador want to take up all these people and anybody? Well, here's the problem. If you got the highest and the worst prison system in the world. Why would you be willing to take extra people? Well, they said that they've got a prison system where the people have no sheets, no pillows, no mattresses. The inmates are in there 23 and a half hours a day. They are in cells 23 and a half hours a day, and the lights are on 24/7. So those of you who need the dark to go to sleep, that's done, because they keep the lights on 24/7. Well, listen, I'm gonna be honest. You probably know what would happen once the lights go out. Yeah, you know how we get when the lights go out. You know what criminals will do when the lights go out. They're probably doing it while the lights are on, but there's so many of them. They say that in one cell, there are up to 70 people in one cell. Now, they've got they were trying to describe some work thing. And I don't know how that works, because you need to go see the pictures. And they are literally, let me tell you something. They had a picture that in the article that I was looking at. It was a long shot, well, like up high. And they had like this, all you saw was the rows of something. I couldn't tell whether they were rows of chairs. I couldn't tell, or like bags. I didn't know if they were like rolled up bags. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm serious. Y'all pray for Pastor Steph. When I tell you my vision is bad, my vision is bad. I couldn't even tell what this was in the picture. I had to magnify the picture only to know and find out these were rows of men. Yes. Some men were sitting with their legs like knees up and their arms are wrapped around. Some were laid stretched out. Rows. Now, y'all all have seen prison movies with the open space, like the open floor, and you got cells and cells, and you walk down the hall. That was in the hall. That was in the hall. Did you hear what I said? That was in a part of the hall. So in the center of the hallway, you have like, let me see if I can find a picture. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows of men, and they have them in groups. So you've got 6 long rows. It looked like sausages, y'all. I'm dead serious. It looks like sausages sitting in the middle. And around the perimeter of the cells, they have prison guards. And they've got one set of rows, and then they got a little bit of space, and then they got another set of 6 rows. And all these men, the reason why I couldn't tell that they were men is because none of them had shirts on. So all you see are these light colored things. So that's why I said I couldn't tell whether they were rows of chairs or rows of bags. So why would El Salvador be interested in taking the world? Yeah, because that's what Vivian talked about yesterday. They were willing to take any and everybody, whether you were a criminal, whether you just were out of the illegal here and they were trying to deport you back. Yes, they are something is up, y'all. Something is literally up out in El Salvador, and they say that they have always had an issue with the safety of the people in jail. They said that last year alone, 261 people died in the prison. And that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. They say they have been known for lack of attention, cruel cruel and inhumane and degrading treatment. So here's my thing. What they feeding them? What are they eating there? Yo, if I'm sitting up in a jail cell with 70 people, and you need to see what the jail cell look like. They are literally sitting on top of one another. So think about it this way. You know how they have like okay, so Shantice just put up a picture, but that's not quite the picture that I have a picture of the inside of the cell. She's got a shot of the cell from the outside. So they have like bunks. Okay, so we all know what the jail cells look like, right? They have rows. So they've got like from the floor. So you know how you have like, you can sit down on your bunk? Well, underneath that bunk that you're sitting on is a bunk. So you got the bunk that's on the floor, another bunk, then a third bunk, and then you got a bunk over that. You got 4 rows of bunks on each side of the cell. And in the center of the cell, you've got bunks that are in like they look like crates. Oh my gosh. Listen, you don't want to be there. So I'm telling you, black people, don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. Don't think that Trump is not going to use this to get you up out of here. Because if El Salvador is saying they'll take the criminals, for whatever the reason why they're taking the criminals, they are going to definitely try to ship you up out of here. Because if they can get rid of all the... Okay, just think about the black population in prisons. And they already talk about the prisons are overpopulated. What they think they're going to do with you? They're going to get you up out of here. So you better behave. You better behave and make sure you stay out the jail cells. Let's see. Shanti says, oh my God, help me. Ooh. This is serious, y'all. Oh, Shanti says the rats come out more when the lights go out. Yep. And listen, I don't think that they would care. They'd probably let them chew you up. Yeah. Yeah. But you know what? All those people dying probably from the bad food, bad treatment, lack of care, lack of medical treatment. Yeah. Yeah. It's probably no, that's probably horrible, y'all. What else we talking about before we bring our due time crew on with us this morning? What else is on our news radar? Let's talk about the rats. Shantice didn't even know. They say that the worst place for rats in the subway system, where are you Harlemites? Well, they claim they're over in Harlem at 116th Street on the 2 and 3 line. They say that the people that ride the 2 and 3 line on the in Harlem at 116th Street, they have complained the most about the rat population. And yeah, they see more rats in that train station. They say each person, they gave some kind of survey, and they said that the people complained that at least 2 or 3 rats are seen each time they ride the train. Now, we talk about the safety. That alone would keep me out of the train station. But they're saying that although they're complaining that 116th Street is the worst, that actually 125th Street is worse than that. They're just not complaining about it as much as the people on 116th Street. Now, that kind of gives me my segue into the next. Oh my goodness, this is locking up on me. I'm going to try to remember this. All right. They say, remember we talked a while ago about the garbage cans that they're forcing us to get here in New York City because they're trying to get rid of the what do you call it? The rodents. Yeah. Well, they say that the rats are chewing through the mandated garbage cans. Yes. So in Brooklyn, I believe, they have um they have they have already started to use those garbage cans. And they have a picture. I don't know if Shantice could pull this picture up. They have one picture of a garbage can with a huge rat hole in it. They show where the rat had chewed through the holes in the chewed a hole in the garbage can. Yeah. And they're saying now they're mandating that we buy these garbage cans, but yet the rats are chewing through the garbage cans. So why are you making us buy these when they have proven that the plastic is so thin that they are useless to us when it's trying to keep the rats out? Terrence said it's going to be more rats due to the fact that there are more restaurants and big buildings. Yeah. Well, that was one of the things that they claim now that we no longer have the street restaurants because of COVID, that slowed down the rat population. But you got the rats here now. So what are you going to do? Well, it ain't helping. It ain't helping at all. They said that the garbage cans are so thin that they are useless. Now, of course, your mayor says that, hey, it's still working. It's still keeping the rats out. Well, I don't know about all of that, because if y'all got garbage cans, I've been a homeowner for 30 years, and I done had many a garbage can. They ain't never chewed through our garbage cans. So why are they chewing through the garbage cans that the sanitation department is putting out? Well, I don't know, you get what I'm saying. They got this big Department of Sanitation thing on there. Yeah. So my thing is, okay, so you making me buy a garbage can that the rat's gonna chew through anyway? All right. Well, that's interesting. What do we got here in the comments? Yeah, they're chewing through the garbage can. Serge says from 125th Street in the Bronx to 205th Street on the, what is that? You're on the train line. Serge, do you see some rats on your line? Well, you on the inside, so you wouldn't be able to see the rats, but yeah. Are they on the platform? The people are complaining that they're all on the platform. They're not only on the train tracks, they are on the platform. So I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. But I'm mad. I'm mad that you making me buy this $50 garbage can, and it's chewing through it, and my garbage can sitting out in my yard. They ain't never chewed through. So I don't know. Oh, Majesty said they are everywhere, especially the Bronx. Wow. Sir says the D train line. Yes, I see them every day. Well, for sanitation, for the city of New York, for them making us buy these garbage cans. Let me talk to my due time crew. Where my girl Tamika at? Let me see what she got to talk about this morning in our crazy stories. I want to talk about this El Salvador thing. Where my girl Tamika at? Hey, we finally get to see the face of Lady Tamika. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you today?
I am well, thank you. How are you?
I am doing just fine.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Well, yesterday we were talking about the El Salvadorians who were willing to snatch up everybody. that Trump wanted to deport. It didn't matter whether they were El Salvadorians. They could be from anywhere. Even extended himself to say, well, listen, if you want to get rid of some of those criminals in your own country, send them on over here. Only to open up an article last night where they are packed in there like sardines.
I was able to kind of peek around and look at some pictures, and like, the sardines is even the word, I think back to, pictures that we have seen of, slavery, it's, not much different, packed in, breath's worth, just in breathing room, and it, that's another form of torture for somebody, being close, I give me some space, and just in looking at that, especially considering the fact that these people don't know each other, and you're sitting that close, it would drive me crazy. Why are you so? I'm just thinking of different types of torture. You have no bed, no pillow, lights on all the time. Part of that, all of that is definitely, for me, it would drive me crazy. And I think about, our prisons and our cells and how you get this and you can get that and you can fight and get this and get that and all the privileges that you have here, as opposed to El Salvador, and it's quite frightful the way that things are being held and handled right now. At any moment, anybody's guest, anybody can go, and that's a sad place because, we recognize that our president is not quite, he's unhinged, whatever it is that he wants to do, he gets done.
Absolutely. And he's determined. And he is quite determined. Remember, if you're in the room, check in with Pastor Steph. Let me know who's checked in. Oh, we got our girl. Hey, Kiwi. Thank you for joining us this morning. Let's see what our girl Shantice has got to say about all of this El Salvadorian import and them willing to take up any and everybody. Thank you for joining us, Lady Tamika. We're going to be back with our next story in a second. Shantice, good morning.
Good morning. Can you see me? Can you?
All right. I can see you much better. I can hear you much better. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
All righty. All righty. Listen, you've just got finished seeing the pictures of all of the El Salvadorians packed up in the worst prison system in the world. I can hear you. Yes. Worst prison system in the world. Why would they want to take on any and everybody?
Again, because it's something in it for them. There's some monetary gain, as you brought up yesterday as well. They need more workers for something. They trying to build something. And it's making me think of, the Egyptians getting the Hebrews over there to build their towers and palace and whatever else. It's all for their gain. Because especially after seeing this here, and again, as I stated yesterday, there is not enough alcohol in the prison system to get me to sit that close to someone. It looks like Lego blocks, and everyone is just sitting in their own section of a Lego block. It looks crazy. No, that's what it looks like. It's like, okay, we put this Lego here. Okay, you and you go into that section. You and you go into this part, and then we're gonna squeeze another Lego block up in here, and then 4 y'all go into this one little hole. No, it's something in it for them.
All righty. Where's our girl Vivian?
Yes, let's put up.
Good morning, Vivian.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. I'm well. Listen, you brought us this story yesterday where the El Salvadorian leader said, I'm willing to take everybody, Trump, you want to throw my way, I'm okay. And after opening up this particular picture, an article, and seeing that they are packed up in there tighter than sardines, why would you? They say that this is the worst prison system in the world. Worst prison system in the world. They say in 1 year alone, 200 and something odd people died. They say the conditions in here, in this prison system, they said that it's potential torture, ill treatment, and failure to provide necessary medical care. Why would you want to take on new people?
We said yesterday, or one of the listeners said yesterday, that it could be some type of slavery thing. Now they got some new workers, but you said they're in the cells for 23 and a half hours. So they only
Yep.
being let out for half an hour. So what amount of work
Right.
are you getting for them in a half an hour? So my thought is that it's for protection, that the United States will turn a blind eye to maybe some drug trafficking that's going in and out of El Salvador.
Wow.
That'll get you some nice money. So maybe if we sign this deal with y'all to take y'all prisoners, then y'all look the other way when we bringing in the drugs into y'all country. That'll make them some money.
Wow. Well,
it has
that's
to be
a
some
thought.
kind of protection. Because if it's not for the workers, then it has to be for protection or money. And America ain't got no money for real, so that's what my thought was.
Wow. Well, that's a thought. The thought that
America
never
likes
crossed
to act
my
like
mind. Wow. Well, thank you for joining us. Let's say good morning to our Pastor KL, the only male in the room. Good morning, Pastor KL.
Good morning. Good morning. Y'all waiting to exhale.
As Brother Al would say, be careful how you speak to me.
I gotta be careful. I gotta be careful how I speak today.
Listen, how are you, Pastor KL?
I'm all right. I don't know if I should come in here like Twan.
You know what? No, thank you. No, thank you.
Being Twan is not going to being Twan is not going to keep you from being shipped to El Salvador. That might be shit. Let's take them snaps back.
Oh my goodness. All right, listen. They say, Pastor KL, in some cases, buried, deceased detainees were put in mass graves without even informing families or conducting adequate investigations. They don't care nothing about these people.
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, that's just a shame. I mean, it was almost like, when we had COVID, we couldn't have no funeral. They just buried us. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, at least our families knew that we died. But I mean, this is a whole nother case here. Of course, they're hiding something. You know what I mean? And if I can just make you disappear, you can't prove what I've done.
Right. This just indicates that you don't want these people that you're inviting into your country. You don't have anything good for them. This just shows right there, because you can't even handle the ones that you got. So that makes this very fishy when you want to take on more and more people. So I don't know. We're about to talk about the rats here in New York, and Terrence says they're on the trains too. Oh, goodness gracious! After Surgeon already said they on the D train all the way up that line. Yep, and he says there are videos where they're climbing on the people. Oh no! Surge says they wait for the train. Surge is stupid. He said they wait for the train like everybody else. Oh my. All right, so listen. So we have this issue of 116th Street. They say when they surveyed the entire subway system, 116th Street on the 2 and 3 line are the absolute, that's the absolute worst train station. And now they are so bad that out in Brooklyn, they are chewing through the garbage cans that they have mandated everybody buy. Now, Lady Tamika, you got to purchase one of these garbage cans as well. Have you already done so?
Nope. Because we thought it was going to be, just a mess to begin with. I told you next door this way is literally ground zero, I swear, for rats, because they are the nastiest. They don't clean up. I daily, I get up every morning and I sweep my yard, because there's residue. I go behind my trash can, there's biscuits, there's chicken bones, there's shrimp tails, and for the time that I've been here, it's been a travesty, just going outside. I have trauma from going outside. I literally, before I step outside, I take my hand and I beat the door because I'm so afraid that I'm going to be visited by, whatever's out there. And it has happened. I went out there one time late at night, just trying to take the trash out and try and handle a couple of things outside. And the rat got startled by me opening the door. It hit the inside of my leg. I promise you, I wiped my leg down for at least 2 hours. I was wiping it and then I washed it down.
You didn't get a new leg?
I wish I could. There was no, Brooklyn is ridiculous, and Surge is telling the truth. You walk the streets, they walk the streets, and I have, excuse me, let me let you get by. It's that bad, and we waited because we wanted to know, okay, is it really going to be beneficial? Are you causing us to buy something that's not going to help? I have even purchased, we have sprayed the yard with bleach. We have, there's a product called Tomcat. It's a very strong fragrance of peppermint. Mm-hmm. We have been told that rats don't like the smell of peppermint. Well, these rats.
No, that's a lie.
It doesn't work. It does not.
It didn't work because when I come down there, I still got to sweep up, residue of all kinds of stuff. And it's ridiculous because what else can I'm at a point now where I really have absolutely no idea what to do.
No, they're definitely taking over. Girl, that peppermint don't work. It don't work and it don't work. Forget it. Well, in New York City, we as homeowners, we are mandated. We will get a fine after whatever the point is. We will get a fine. That's why the people are complaining now that the rat holes are in the garbage cans because, like I said, I don't have a rat hole. I've never had a rat hole in my garbage can, ever. And now you're making me buy a $50 garbage can that's going to have a rat hole in it because they chewing through it. This is crazy.
And I have no issue with my trash can. The one I have now. Ever. So.
No. And they make them for that. They make them so that the rats don't get past the rubber or the plastic or whatever it is. Shantice, you don't ride the train station, but they say that, listen, this is a daily occurrence here.
And this is why I do not ride the train station. Because that wherever I was going would not see me once I saw that. Because it would be about face, it's time to go home. They're down there buying Metro cards like everyone else. No, it's just too much. It's just way too much. Yes, like how am I supposed to have a peace of mind? When I used to ride the trains, I would already almost be falling on my face because I refused to touch a pole. I refused to stand too close to the door. I was like already, and now you have all of this? No. And then the WHO is saying what is okay down there. The WHO is saying what's being taken care of down there. This just proves that the WHO is not down there. Because if it's this populated with those things down there, and you talking about you don't see it, that means you ain't them. So the rats just told on you. It's like the demons where they said, oh, when we hear so and so's name, we know who they are, but when we heard your name, we like, who that? That meant you ain't close to God. You ain't close down to them rats. You ain't never been down there. It's sad that you keep trying to speak on something that one you know nothing of, and you're not even trying to fix. It's disgusting.
Yep. Absolutely. Anika says I would have had a heart attack on the spot. Vivian, you ain't taking no trainers. We could see you in your car. But what's the thought of you riding the train? And Terrence said they are actually on the train itself.
Oh.
It's disgusting. I haven't been on the train since I got my car. That's been about 6 years now. I already, like, you don't have to be on the train to know what's going on in the train, because everybody's talking about it. There's videos of the trains literally in the train, the rats literally in the trains running around, people on top of the chairs trying to stay away from the rats. Like, you don't have to be riding the trains to know. He's just literally trying to deceive people and make you believe that they're taking care of things. That is not as bad as it seems. He knows what it really is. Because we know what it really is, and we're not on the train. So he's trying to deceive people. That's all he's been doing. Oh, it's not as bad. Crime has gone down. Da 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 da. Especially now that these congestion prices have come about. Now you really want people to believe it's not as bad as it really is.
Right.
But we're not buying it because we can see. We have eyes.
Wow. Pastor Kale, tell me something. What do you have this issue where you are?
No, man. We don't do those are not the pets that we like down here. You know, we don't do that. But I would say, you know, with all of this, it's an inconvenience. So I'm just baffled that they keep on raising the prices of the train. Now, you know, I have to ride with pets. It's bad enough I got your dog on the train, and I can't tell you not to bring the dog on. But you got uninvited pets coming on here. No. Why should I pay all this money to be inconvenienced? And that's a total inconvenience.
Wow. Well, it definitely is. You know, the mayor is, of course, he's such a liar. He's trying to deceive people into, like Vivian said, you know, he amazes me. He is the only mayor that I have seen consistently telling people things that they still see. Right. It's like I've never seen anything like this before from a mayor. They need to help and get him up out of here because he has done nothing. I don't care who's tooting his horn. The worst thing you could do is just lie. Admit that what is going on and you're working on it. I'd sooner hear you say that than to hear you say, oh, it's not really like that. Oh, things are getting better. Like people, like Vivian said, like you don't have eyes. You see this thing here. Oh my goodness gracious. Serge says, I saw a crowd of them working on the train, and one of them had a piece of pizza at 155th Street. You know what, Serge? Oh my goodness gracious. I can't. All right. You know what we haven't played in a long time? Rip from the headlines. Woo-wee! And did I find some stuff yesterday? So, all right, here we go. First rip from the headline. 20 years ago, I developed psychosis with a personality change. I did things I'm ashamed of. I had an affair, remarried, and moved out of the country, leaving my 13-year-old daughter with my ex-husband. I snapped out of it 15 years ago with the help of a good psychiatrist and excellent medication. I deeply regret my behavior, and I have made every effort to change things. However, my relationship with my daughter has never recovered in spite of my apologies, sorrow, and deep shame. Fast forward, my daughter got married recently and invited her father, but not me. I was devastated. I have been trying so hard for so many years to reestablish that trust and show her I love her. I know I can't force her to forgive me, but banning me from her wedding brings me to tears every time I think of it. I have a therapist and I'm working hard to recover from my bout of insanity all those years ago. I love my daughter very much. Can you think of anything I can do to heal this relationship? Oh my, Vivian, what you got?
I would say whether it's true. So this is the wife. This is a woman.
This is the mother.
So whether it's true or not that you went through some battle of psychosis and a personality switch, whether it's true or that's just your excuse, you just have to let people, come to their senses on their own. There's nothing you can do at this point. If you can literally show her a diagnosis and she still doesn't choose to forgive you, there's nothing you can do. Just keep it lifted in prayer, continue to reach out as long as she'll allow it, and just be patient, I guess. There's nothing more you can do. If you literally gave a doctor's note at the end of the day and she's still not forgiving you, there's nothing more you can do.
Wow. Okay. Pastor KL, what you got?
Well, this kind of hit home. I got what you call it? I got custody of my daughter when she was 12 years old. The mama disappeared. So you left my child at her worst, and now you want to come back into her life at her best. You don't deserve that. I don't think you deserve that. I mean, all the turmoil. My daughter didn't know who I was at 12 years old. So you put her through all this stuff, into all this transformation, into all this adjustment. You didn't call for years, and then all of a sudden now you just want to jump in like nothing ever happened, and want to know why the respect is not there. I think later on down the line, I continue to speak to Courtney, so they made a relationship, but it just doesn't jump when you want it to jump.
Shantice, what say you?
She says she was going to a psychiatrist and was on medication for what again now?
She's got some type of disorder. She's some psychosis. She says with a personality change, and she says I'm at a therapist and I'm working hard to recover from my bout of insanity.
Wow. Okay, so you weren't around your mom during her insanity, and now she wants to come back around. I agree with Vivian. Listen, we have to show a doctor's note to be excused from work. So if I'm showing you that it was this real, as they say in the streets, like this is the reason why I was MIA. This is the reason why I was not able to be as effective as I could have, should have, and would have been. And yet you're still holding on to something. You're not going to now send me back to where I need shock treatments. We're not doing that. You're not going to now stress me out because now I'm going to throw myself into a whole tizzy because you don't want anything to do with it. After being able to explain, how many of us have absentee parents that are not able to explain why they're slow? I ain't seen a doctor's note from my other parent yet. I would like to see a certified notarized letter that entails his dysfunctions. I haven't seen that, but yet I'm still supposed to forgive, relax, relate, and release. Listen, take it for what it is. You don't have to jump all the way in, but take it day by day. But I'm not going to now allow you, the child, whether you're a child or an adult child, throw me back into some crazy psychosis. No, move on.
That's an interesting response, actually. because my feeling is kind of like the like, but I want to get through. I have quite a few of these ripped from the headlines. For those of you who don't know what ripped from the headlines is, we take stories that are real, that are really kind of off the beaten path, where you would say people you would think it's just on TV, you think they was just in the movies. No, this stuff is real, and we talk about it. We talk about it from a godly perspective. So here's another rip from the headline. My youngest son, who is 27, has been clean and sober for 2 years, having survived the horrible addiction of fentanyl. I helped nurse him back to health. It wasn't easy, but he is alive today. However, with his sobriety, a new person is emerging who is critical of and condescending to his siblings and to me. He finds flaws in all of us that disgust him, and therefore he has chosen to no longer engage with us. He claims he is telling his truth, quote unquote, and only right or wrong exists for him anymore. He has no problem with hurting our feelings, as that is our problem, and he won't cater to society's norms anymore. I come to him from a place of love and acceptance, and I tell him this all the time. He tells me I'm delusional and living a lie. I don't know what to do or say anymore. He's willing to walk away from our family if we can't come to a place of mutual understanding, which is his way. I'm about ready to walk away from him because I'm tired of his tirades and is putting everyone down. What am I gonna do? Vivian,
open the door and let him out. Because you made a decision to start doing drugs, and we stuck by you while you was going through that. And now you sober, and your true personality is coming out because you don't have an excuse. You ain't got no doctor's note. You just rude. You're just disgusting. Let him go. Let him go. How dare you sit here and judge everybody after what you put us through? What? Let him go. Y'all already tried to talk to him and work this out, and he just want to sit there and judge everybody. Let him go.
All righty. Shantice.
Send Pookie back to the Carter. Okay. For those who don't know, watch New Jack City. You'll know what I'm talking about. Watch New Jack City. I see, and this is why you need the Lord, because as Vivian was talking, I was like, see, someone without God would have been done left you in the house by yourself with some fentanyl, just so you can understand how real it is. Okay, so now you have the nerve to talk down to us. Well, how about we do a challenge? Everybody loves TikTok challenges. How about the recovering addict can sit in the room with the drug for 90 days and not touch it? Let's do that challenge and see how condescending you are to yourself. I don't understand how people get the help, and now, because when you first started explaining it, Pastor Steph, it was like, okay, because I listen, I for one, I understand when God starts stripping you of the things you are dependent on, the things you use as a crutch, you get an attitude. Okay, if you're used to having a glass of wine after work to unwind and you can't have that anymore, your frustrations are now going to show. But you cannot now turn everybody else going to be hooked on fentanyl because you're not on it no more and you don't know how to act. So we go from helping you to sending ourselves to the Carter. No. You get a one-way ticket back to the crack house and don't come back here. Because when you relapse, because you ain't going to be able to get no job with that attitude. You ain't going to be able to live with nobody with that attitude. So when you're walking the streets by yourself at night, asking yourself, what is I going to do? And the pusher man walks past you and he reintroduces that to you and you take it, don't come back here. Because we're not going to now throw ourselves again into a tizzy to help you, just for you to keep us in this toxic cycle. People are crazy. Absolutely.
Pastor KL, what say you?
As I'm listening to these ladies, I'm trying to figure out why everybody need a doctor's note today. I'm just not understanding. You don't need a doctor's note to realize you crazy. You know, as it was said, if I'm taking care of you while you going through, and now you want to show your behind, if you do not appreciate my presence, you'll appreciate my absence. It's time to go.
Wow. All right. Wow. All right. Ripped from the headlines. My husband has a female friend he grew up with. They have exchanged happy birthday texts for many years. However, they have recently begun texting more often. An example, one night he was mixing a drink and texted her about whether to use Pepsi or Coke. On his birthday, I watched for her text and saw it had 2 heart emojis on either side of her message. This bothered me a great deal, and I told him his flirting via texting needed to stop. He says I'm being unreasonable, and he is doing nothing wrong. This has caused a rift between us. I don't believe I'm unreasonable. I saw a therapist who said my husband has an emotional relationship with this woman, and I had every right to be upset. The therapist also said he should stop seeing her because I am his wife, and he sees how much this upsets me. My husband's response, well, you told the therapist your side of the story. We have been married for 18 years and together for 24. He is a good partner, and I do love him. But am I acting over suspicious? Now, here's what I want to do. I want to read you the response, and I want to hear what you all have to say. So the response was, your husband had a point when he said your therapist has heard only one side of the story. You have been married to a good partner for 18 years and together for 24. If your husband hasn't shown signs of straying before, it's unlikely he's doing anything more than communicating with an old friend. Hearts included in a text message may seem effusive, but they aren't necessarily declarations of romantic love. Some joint sessions with an unbiased marriage and family therapist may help to calm your fears. I recommend it. Vivian, was the response appropriate in your opinion?
No, not at all. I want to know who wrote that. And can we pull Ketty up? Because them 18 years don't mean nothing. If you can call back that we've been together for 18, married for 18 years and together for 24, and I can come to you after all this time and tell you that I feel uncomfortable about this conversation, and you ignore those feelings, then those 18 years don't mean nothing. Because again, it's been said, women can see things that women do in a different light than men can. So if I'm telling you that this is suspicious, believe me, trust me. We've been together for 18 years. We've been married for 18 years. So I should have some level of accountability to be able to tell you that there's something suspicious about this, and you just be like, all right, I'm a block her or do what you need to do. Because how important can she be if y'all were only texting once a year or twice a year, once on his birthday and once on her birthday, and now I'm your wife and telling you I feel uncomfortable and you're ignoring my feelings? So no, that comment was trash.
Pastor KL.
Lord and Jesus, listen. Shantice's out things. I put a heart on Shantice's post. Does that mean now I want my niece? I mean, it's just ridiculous. Listen, 18 years, you know that she texts happy birthday every day. Why you ain't say nothing in the first 3 years? You gone through 18 years of this whole thing? That's to me, it's crazy ridiculous. You know, have a Coke and a smile. She said Coke or Pepsi. You don't even know where she lives. Does she live down the block? Does she live in the same state? Well, I mean, you need more information than this. Just because she puts a heart, I put a heart on everybody. So stuff that I don't even like, I try to encourage you to put a heart. What does that mean? No, thank you.
So wait, I want to make sure I'm understanding. Are you saying what they're saying, that this is not a big deal?
It's not a big, to me, it's not a big deal.
Okay.
Not a big deal at all.
Okay. Okay. All right. Shantice.
I think you can answer for me, Pastor Steph. Listen, you got one time. Can y'all see this finger? One time for me to tell you I don't like something and for you to disregard what I say. I don't care. I could be your side chick, the girlfriend, the fiance, your wife, your widow. You got one time.
Your wife, your widow.
Once you ignore.
Did she say widow?
Even as the widow. Even as the widow. Yes. You got one time to disregard. I tell you that I so happen because I have quit. I retired from my career going through your stuff. So I just so happen somehow to see a heart. And I tell you, all right, I think y'all done crossed the line. Just chill out with that. And you telling me I'm crazy when you come home for dinner the next night, my new friend eats dinner with us. And now we'll see.
Is this a Christian answer?
Hallelujah.
It is.
Thank
You know why? Listen. Your hearts are virtual. Mine are in the physical. What's the difference, right? You say
you said yours are wait. You said your hearts are virtual, but what?
I said you send virtual hearts. I'm gonna send physical hearts, and now we can sit and talk about what the difference is. Since it's no big deal, then it should be no big deal that my friend joins us for dinner.
We're taking you to the altar.
Wait.
Shantice.
Listen.
Pastor Steph, this is a confirmation that Shantice need to come back to church talk. She got back to it already in 1 week.
No, this is
this is not church advice. What kind of mess is this?
This is confirmation. This is confirmation that whether husband or wife, stop, because it doesn't seem that serious to you. Stop disregarding. Stop disregarding what someone is saying. If she felt like the heart was too much and she took the time to let you know that, because men love to say, well, you didn't tell me that. Well, you didn't tell. Okay, now she's telling you. And you trash the information, then you have nothing to say about what comes after that.
Okay, we gonna trash.
Completely disrespectful.
We're gonna trash your answer.
Let's hold hands and hold hearts.
Because I didn't just save someone's life right now.
Oh Lord, have mercy. I beg to differ. Listen, I got one. We're gonna come back to this if you want to. I want to do this one before Vivian leaves. Listen, my younger sister and I were close growing up. We didn't have many friends, but we were always willing to play games and have fun with each other. At one point, my sister said she wanted to marry me when we grew up. I didn't think much of it because we were still kids, and I figured she didn't know there were different types of love. As we grew older, we did make our own friends, and today I'm engaged to my longtime girlfriend. My sister and my fiance got along great during the years we were still just boyfriend and girlfriend, but after we announced our engagement, my sister became hostile. As it turned out, my sister took her intention to marry me seriously, and even as we got older and she understood the difference between family and romantic love, she carried a torch for me well into her teens. I would like my sister to be a part of the wedding because of how important she's been to me, but she stubbornly insists on winning me back from my fiance. How do I explain the reality of this situation? Are all our sibling bonds done for good? Vivian.
See, this brings me back to a episode we did on With All Due Respect, where the little girl was getting in between her mother and her father. Y'all think this stuff is cute when it's little, and now look what it turns into. This stuff is not cute. It's not cute. Put it into it when they're young.
All righty. Thank you, Vivian, for your contribution into today's conversation. We pray you have a blessed day.
Thank you. You as well. Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you. Pastor KL, do I explain that the sibling bond is over?
This is the beginning of a Trump supporter. You know, that's only the mind of a Trump supporter. You know, this is how we get there. You know, because it obviously is not from our side of the world. You know what I mean? As brothers and sisters, we don't even like each other, let alone want to marry each other. You know, there's something crazy about that. That's not us. That's a Trump supporter. This is making America great again. We married our brothers and sisters. No, there's a problem somewhere.
We're asking you in advance for the Christian answer, Shantice.
Listen, don't stunt my growth. I just gave the Christian answer. I could have said something else that was on my mind, and I let the Lord take captive of those thoughts. Well, wait, this is like a blood brother and sister?
Yes.
What kind of hell? Okay. I had to make sure I asked that because I don't have any blood brothers, but I have a couple of one I grew up with, another I met when we were like, I think late teens or early 20s, but we just been really, really cool. So like, you know, though, and I really like, we really talk to each other. Those my brothers. They call my mommy. Okay. But what's happening? How am I looking at you, my blood brother, and feeling some type of way, unless I'm trying to intervene because I feel like she's crap, or I'm really cool with her and I want to warn her, listen, don't go with my brother because he's trash. Anything outside of that, they need to be in the first two stories where there was psychiatrists and medication involved, because this is crazy. I wouldn't even ask for advice on this, because I wouldn't even want to let people know anonymously that my blood sister is looking at me as if she's just an average woman out here. No, so listen, cut ties with her altogether, because she's gonna let it be known at that wedding that this is my blood brother, but I'm in love with him. When everybody goes to give their toast, that's gonna be the one where it's like, no, grab the mic. That's gonna be her. So no, just cut ties altogether, because that's just sick. There's nothing normal about it.
Wow. All right, we're gonna go back a little bit. We kind of jumped ahead because I wanted to catch Vivian before she left. But Terrence says Ketty says of the past, ripped from the headlines. She says they've been texting for a while. Terrence says, my thing is, when someone goes through another person's phone, it's either she or he wants to find something because she or he is doing something, and people always take the test text writing the wrong way. Yeah, I always say, this texting is great, but texting is extremely dangerous because it leaves a lot up to the person who's reading it. There's no emotion, there's no facial expression, there's no body language, and however it's written and the person is reading it, anything goes. Anything goes. This texting thing is great, but on the flip side, it is not that great, and a lot of misunderstandings have come from these text messages. Oh my goodness. Well,
Wait, Pastor Steph, I'm sorry, real quick, my hand is raised. I'm sorry. What other way is there to interpret your man sending a heart emoji? I've had other men send me heart emojis, and I know they're married. And it's like, okay, don't send that. Oh, I ain't mean nothing by it. I bet you did. Don't send me that. Delete our whole thread. Don't, because it's just certain things you just don't text when you have a significant other. You can't text certain things and then get mad when somebody else interprets it the way it, like, what is the point in me sending a heart? I'm asking whether Coke or Pepsi. What is the heart about? Her decision making was so profound that it just moved your heart. It made your heart skip beats that you have to send these heart emojis. Come on.
Okay. Yeah, come on, Pastor KL. What you got?
So I got a question for my niece. So, every now and then, Shantice will put out a picture, and I say, beautiful baby girl with a heart. So because I'm married, I shouldn't do that because it's interpreted a different way. That's crazy to me. So suppose
the viewers just heard you quote.
So suppose my wife
that
didn't know you was my niece, and I said I'm beautiful baby girl with a heart. That means I'm interested in you. To her as my wife. Is that the way you would interpret it?
Well, you have to remember something.
Why doesn't she?
Go ahead,
Pastor Steph. No, go ahead, Pastor Steph.
Well, we got some comments. Let me read the comments. Okay, so we got some comments. Terrence says the brother did something with the sister for her to keep acting the way this is. Yeah, I agree with that, Terrence. That ain't coming from nowhere. And Katie says, what kind of little Billy
Hillbilly
is that?
Hillbilly.
Hillbilly. Okay. AJ says, yes, a lot of misunderstandings come from reading text messages. That's why I'm getting rid of my cell phone and putting a payphone in my house. Oh my goodness. Vivian says, it's true. Certain emojis are known for certain meanings. I have to be careful. And you have to be careful, yes. And Teddy agrees. The heart emojis means a lot of things, Terrence says. So go ahead, Shantice, answer the question. What Pastor KL said.
Right. So you putting that on your nieces, 9 times out of 10, she should know your niece. But let's just say for whatever reason she doesn't. And now you let her know, okay, this is my niece, and she's able to solidify this is your niece. That's something different. But we're talking about someone who is, and I think someone brought it up earlier. Oh, I think it was Vivian, when she said, okay, this is supposedly someone you talk to once a year. Then what's all the extra stuff about?
So I believe that if you're secure in your relationship, she don't have to solidify that you're my niece. Why?
Let's pull Katie up. I was like,
what does that mean? Wait, hold on. What does that mean?
I mean, she doesn't have to go and now ask questions.
What does that mean?
She doesn't have to go and ask questions. Hey, Shantice, are you really his niece? She don't have to do all that stuff. If I say that's my niece, then that's my niece. If you got to go behind me and be Inspector Gadget, then the relationship has already been far gone. before I even send you a heart.
Okay. Okay. I don't know how to take that. I don't know how to take that. Okay, so listen. You know, let's stop pretending like everybody who done told a story wasn't lying. That to me, that's where it feels like where we going. It would be lovely. It would be lovely if every man that spoke in a relationship and every woman that spoke in a relationship, they were honest and everything they said at the end of the day was true. How many times have people swore up and down? They done swore on their mama grave, on their kid's life, on great grandmama broken leg, that this was my cousin, and we ain't never been nothing. And then all of a sudden, you come finding out that this is a lie. It is wonderful to believe that whatever was said, I trust you, you trust me, and you know what? Whatever you say is you can take it to the bank. However, let's be real. People have been smashed behind the lie that they thought was the truth. And because of that, it doesn't have let me tell you something. We have to be realistic here and stop pretending like just because I had a bad relationship and now I have one that my husband or my wife has been truthful, I'm never going to ever consider that what you could be saying is not true. And that's the bottom line. The bottom line is you said it's your niece. Now here's my thing. When did this niece show up? Did this niece show up in the beginning of our marriage? Or did this niece show up last week and grandmama ain't got no pictures hanging on her wall that can indicate that this is really family? So to go back to Shantice's point, we're saying that if it's your niece, then pretty much I know your family. Honestly. So we don't ever have to question when you send your niece, baby girl, like you said, Pastor KM, that it will never be a question because I know this is your niece already. This ain't no niece that you just popped out 2 weeks ago, 2 months ago, and now all of a sudden these heart emojis are showing up. Because heart emojis and everything else can mean anything. And let me tell you something. I've heard people say they didn't cheated where they were talking in code to people. They were sending emojis.
I've done it.
Where they were okay. So so she's done it. So we're gonna have to be realistic here and say what it is. It would be wonderful that once the male spoken said that this is his friend from years ago, that there's nothing for her to worry about because she's been married. They've had a great relationship. He's never given her anything to worry about, and so forth and so on. But it is what it is. People lie. And let me tell you how many people you done told this lie for so long, I didn't believe that. Here 20 years later, I find out that was somebody who you were sleeping with around the corner, that you told me it was your cousin, and they now the person who you had been in love with all this time and you were sneaking around. So that's just the reality of it all. And that's pretty much where, to me, where the statements are coming from. It would be nice, again, it would be nice that this is whatever he said it was, is fine. And I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it there because there's some other things I'm going to talk about this.
I knew when I came in here, I'd be waiting to exhale. So, it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. I stated it from the beginning. I knew y'all was coming for me.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Wait. We got some comments. All right. We got, I need an emoji class before so I don't mess things up. Tell her, Pastor, I can send you a heart emoji when I say good morning. That doesn't mean I want you it can mean I want you to have a great day. Absolutely. Absolutely. Based on who's sending it. Yep, my cousin told me that she wasn't my cousin so that she could get a kiss. You know what? I can't. Kenny says, remember cousins. Oh my. Okay. Terrence says we also getting it wrong because look at how long he knew his friend. Guys have good girls as friends, and so do the ladies. Absolutely. We have old friends that we can go pull, from the arsenal and things like that. I wasn't too
I love you, Terrence. I love you. Terrence.
I get it. She's asked, or he asked her, do you mix it with Coke or Pepsi? But wasn't the wife right there? Did she not know this answer? I'm just asking. So you got to get on a text to ask, is it Coke or Pepsi? And your wife was right there? Well, she ain't know the answer? See, all this kind of stuff. I'm sorry. All this kind of stuff makes things very suspect.
Listen, Pastor Steph, men don't understand it until they see your friend sitting down for dinner. So all this talking, they go like this. Until they come in, like, babe, what's for dinner? Oh, we made spaghetti and meatballs. Now it's time for a conversation. Now everybody ready to exhale. Now everybody want to understand. But before that, it go like this.
We gonna have a prayer revival. Just revival of prayer. Just prayer. Just prayer.
Put in the comments if I'm lying. Put in the comments.
Listen, you know what? I'm feeling hurt because I spoke to Pastor Steph yesterday, and I spoke so highly of you yesterday, and now you're hurting my feelings.
Oh my goodness gracious! My dude Top Crew, thank you so much for your contribution to today's conversation, and we pray you have a blessed day. Read
You
these
as well.
comments. Thank you. All right. Serge says sometimes that mindset gets a lack of trust towards your spouse, and there's guys and gals who take advantage of the trust. Absolutely, Serge. When did all these cousins pop up? I found out they were kissing cousins. Absolutely, Katie. I got your back, Pastor. Thank you, Terrence. All right. And Serge says, then it leads to this point where you get an insecure heart. Absolutely. Unfortunately, that's what it is. Let me read this benediction. I'm going back old school. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face toward you and give you peace. Again, that's our old school benediction. Amen. Beginning of our what do you call these things here? Our rip from the headlines. All right. And I'll weigh in on all of these things. I abandoned my daughter, and now, she does not want to, and she didn't invite me to the wedding, and my feelings are hurt. I've been a parent since I was 18 years old. And one of the things that you learn is you may have to pay for a whole lot of decisions that you make, whether you like the decision that the response, whether you understand, whether you agree. That's just plain and simply how it is. You left this girl when she was 13 years old, and you started off by saying you went through some level of psychosis, you had a personality change, you ended up having an affair, you remarried, you moved out of the country, and you left your 13-year-old daughter with your ex-husband, and you're ashamed of that. Here's the problem. You got some therapy. Maybe she hasn't. A lot of times we figure once we live, time heals all wounds. That's a lie. Time does not heal all wounds unless you give your life to Jesus, and he does the healing. That's just plain and simple as that. That stuff does not happen on its own. How many times have you gone down years down from an experience, and a song comes on the radio, and now this takes you all in the corner crying, or now you're thinking and things like that. Time does not undo things. Now, you've gotten therapy, and if she has not gotten therapy, if the father has bashed you and held all of this against you openly, then he's fed that to her, and that has helped to fuel what she's feeling. If she's been talking to someone else, and they're like, girl, I wouldn't, no, you ain't got to invite her to the wedding, because, you know, she did this and she did that, and she even considered forgiving you, you may not stand a chance. You're going to have to make sure you have this conversation with her. You cannot force yourself on her, because you didn't leave her when she was 3. You left her when she was 13. And at 13 years old, girls need their mothers. And you don't know what she has experienced, that she has said and feels that if it were for my mother not walking out on me, I would not have felt that. I would not have experienced that. I would not have gone through that. I would have had heard that. It didn't have to be this way. It didn't have to be that way. You don't know what's going on. So one thing I did not see in your explanation was that y'all ever really talked. And you said you snapped out of it 15 years ago. You got a good psychiatrist and excellent medication, and you deeply regret your behavior. But it doesn't say what has happened with her. So here's what I always say to my congregation. If the two of you, any two of you, 2 daughters, 2 friends, 2 people, it doesn't matter. If the two of you are not walking the same journey, don't expect people to understand. Don't expect to already agree. If they're not learning what you're learning and you're not learning what they're learning, you may not ever come on a common ground. So you're going to have to make sure, if you have not already done so, you're going to have to make sure that you are patient. She's going to have to get some hardcore therapy, because if she's at a marriage level in her life, you don't want that spilling over into her relationship. You don't want that spilling over into the relationship with her children. And that's the biggest concern right now. Not whether your feelings are hurt that she didn't invite you to the wedding. My concern would be for my potential grandchildren. What is she possibly holding on to that goes into that relationship between them? Because she doesn't know how to be mothered. So how can she be a good mother? That I did not hear from you, and that is a concern of mine, and that is something that you have to consider. Okay? All right. Let's go to our next situation. This son who was addicted to fentanyl and now giving everybody his butt to kiss. That's exactly how this is going down. First of all, I'd be the first to remind him, you were on fentanyl. Give God thanks that you're even alive, because some people have had their first run-in with fentanyl and they're dead. Now, how have you become a clean and sober, and your sobriety leads you to be a pain in the neck, to be disrespectful, disregarding everybody else's feelings, and now you're sitting high on your horse when this has been your past? We all have a past, and just because you have come through this, you now look at everybody else and you frown upon them? I don't think so. I'm in agreement with Vivian. The door would be wide open. Goodbye. I will say this to you one time. I'm not begging you. I'm not explaining it to you. If I was the one who walked you through this journey of getting to this sobriety, I ain't doing much talking after that. And yes, this is Pastor Steph talking. I refuse to allow you to abuse me, disregard me and this family, because God has allowed you to get to a sobriety level. Then you know what? Maybe this is a time when you need to just spend time with you and him. We don't need to be involved right now, because clearly you don't know how to treat humans. Because like I think it was Shantice that said, this is not going to be isolated to your family. This is going to go on your job, because what the mother is describing is that he's not tolerant of anybody or anything, because he's not tolerant of the world's way of doing things. Well, the world's way of doing things is not being a fentanyl addict either. But we accepted you for where you were. We walked you through it, and now you're saying this to us? I don't think so. Bye. See you later. And I hope that God spares all of our lives. I'll see you when you get through all of this, because we might be dead and gone. But I'm just going to pray that you're going to be able to get through this, because sobriety is not the only thing you need to get through, clearly. You need to get through how to treat people humanely. And for people who end up addicted to drugs, there are things that they are going through emotionally, mentally, and all kinds of things, and all kinds of ways that gets frozen while they're using drugs. So now that you got rid of the sobriety, the drugs, that's wonderful. Now on to the next phase. So until you get to where you can now interact with people properly and respectfully, I'll be praying for you on this end. Come see me when you're done. All right? All right. We were back to this husband with the 18 years and things like that. Listen, the bottom line is this. Your wife explained to you that she was unhappy with your behavior. I don't care nothing about no 18 years, 24 years, or whether it's 18 months or 24 months. This is your wife who is unhappy about your behavior. I'm not about to sit and figure out your rationale behind all of this. The advice that came and said, well, the person didn't hear the other side, the therapist didn't hear the other side of the story. He doesn't have to. All I had to hear was that you spoke to your husband. And that's the same way if you spoke to her, if this person means nothing to you, then you let them know, listen, I'm working on my relationship right now. We'll need to do this later when I can settle this situation. Because there may be a reason that they're not talking about, that she is unhappy and she is kind of questioning this situation. So there's a lot of things that is not being said that may have led her to where she is. Well, the sister who's in love with the brother, I agree that a lot of times I always say big messes were once little messes. And ain't nowhere in the world when she was walking around to I'm in love with my brother. Nobody corrected her back then, because that ain't cute. Only because later on, if no one helps her differentiate what really is supposed to happen and what's not supposed to happen, she can grow up like this. And lo and behold, because they thought and pacified that this was good, and she'd grow out of it. Billy the Kid didn't grow out of his way either. So listen, do what you need to do and make sure we address all of these issues while our children are young. I think you need to make sure she is not at that wedding. I think you need to make sure that the two of you go to therapy. Take the journey with her. Since y'all ain't doing nothing about this and y'all dismissed it, you said you dismissed it, then go through the journey with her right now. Okay? All right. But not at the wedding. Okay. Well, my cup is here. And thanks to Craft Corner, Nicole. Thanks to her, we got our mug and we've got our thermos and all kinds of great stuff that she's got over in her corner. We are so happy to be able to use her products. Make sure you contact her for your needs as well. I got another shirt on, but because I got to sit up on the computer so I can read, you can't see my shirt. But again, we're sponsored by It's Personalized, your embroidery manufacturers. It's Personalized. We do whatever it is you need to do. Okay, that's what their motto is. All right. So make sure you reach out. That information should be in the chat room. Shantice, make sure you put that It's Personalized information in the chat room. I want to remind you that on Thursday tonight, myself, Shantice, and that Brooklyn guy, Brother Ainsley, we are going to be reviewing our movies for My 2 Cents. We will be reviewing Conclave. We will be reviewing Emilia Perez. We will be reviewing The Substance and Nickel Boys for the Oscars. We want to see if they are diverse enough. We'll find out later. Come join us right here. Make sure you smash that subscribe button so whenever we log on, you will know. So we would love to see you at 7:30 tonight. All right. We'll be back. You've been listening to It's Due Time with Pastor Steph. Join us Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. where we discuss matters of the heart, mind, and spirit. As you go through your day, be sure to set your mind on things that are above, not on things that are on the earth. They will only serve as a distraction. Remember, prayer changes things. It's Pastor Steph signing off. And I want to thank my Due Time crew for always coming through big time. Thank you for hanging out with us and helping us do what we do. Please do not miss this opportunity to give Christ your life right now. Please do not miss this opportunity to strengthen that relationship in the Lord right now, because later is not promised to any of us. Until tomorrow, God spares. Nope, tonight, God spares. But if you miss us tonight, until tomorrow, God spares, where it's Freestyle Friday. Until then, I love you.